A senior official has acknowledged that NATO troops might take more losses than Ukrainian forces in a future war with Russia, citing lessons learned from the brutal fighting in Ukraine's drone-saturated battlespace. Speaking to Business Insider, the official said NATO is rethinking how it provides battlefield medical care, because traditional evacuation methods are increasingly exposed and vulnerable. Drawing on Ukraine's experience, the official stressed that ubiquitous drones leave virtually no blind spots, making it far harder to move medics and vehicles without being detected and targeted. Drones that constantly monitor and strike the battlefield make it extremely hard to evacuate or treat wounded soldiers safely within the so-called golden hour, because any movement of medics, vehicles, or helicopters risks immediate detection and attack. In military medicine, the golden hour refers to the critical first 60 minutes after a severe injury, when rapid treatment and evacuation most strongly influence a casualty's chances of survival and long-term recovery. The comments came from Kyiv's representative to the NATO-Ukraine Joint Analysis, Training and Education Center, who has been relaying frontline medical lessons to the alliance. Valery Vishnevsky said, quote, "Golden hour is found only in books. It does not exist. The battlefield is visible 100%. That's why medical evacuation cannot be done in the old way. The sky above the battlefield is filled with drones of all types executing both reconnaissance and strike missions. That saturation means Ukrainians often have to wait for unfavorable weather conditions and poor visibility to evacuate casualties. Some solutions, such as ground robots, are becoming more popular, but those systems aren't without their problems. They are vulnerable to attack, they break down, and they are susceptible to jamming. In a high-intensity conflict against Russian NATO forces would probably face the same casualty evacuation issues that Ukraine is dealing with. However, the military alliance would suffer heavier combat losses, as such a war has the potential to be significantly more destructive. Another NATO official said the alliance fully recognizes these challenges and is actively working on ways to adapt its medical response for high-threat, drone-intensive environments. NATO is seeking solutions from both the medical and defense industries, according to Business Insider's reporting on the initiative. Companies from 20 different countries have reportedly submitted around 175 proposals showcasing new technologies and concepts to improve battlefield care. These ideas were entered into an innovation challenge organized by NATO's Allied Command Transformation together with the NATO-Ukraine JTEC. Business Insider cited Nikolai Mong, head of the medical branch at NATO's Allied Command Transformation, describing how these submissions are being evaluated. Among the proposed solutions are a portable system for treating kidney failure close to the front lines and a jury-rigged stretcher design meant to operate in austere, high-risk conditions. Mong said Allied Command Transformation officials are now looking at how to overhaul NATO's entire medical system so it can function under constant drone and missile threat. These developments come against a backdrop of rising NATO-Russia tensions driven by the ongoing war in Ukraine and Moscow's escalating nuclear signaling. Earlier reports indicated that Russia is arming its close ally Belarus with additional nuclear options, deepening Western concerns about the region's security balance. Belarus' indigenous Polonez missile system is now said to be on track to become capable of carrying nuclear warheads, significantly elevating its strategic importance. Russian specialists are reportedly working to modify the Polonez platform so it can be fitted with a nuclear warhead, tightening Moscow's nuclear integration with Minsk. This claim was made by a senior Belarusian official in an interview with Sputnik Belarus and later highlighted by defense outlet Militarny. If confirmed, the shift would be seen as a fresh headache for NATO's eastern flank, especially for alliance members that share borders with Belarus. Russia has already deployed nuclear-capable systems such as the Iskander M, Iskander K, and Yars missiles on Belarusian territory, turning the country into a forward launch pad. Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko recently boasted that Russia will also be deploying Orshniks in Belarus, adding another advanced missile system into the mix. Military experts warn that these layered deployments markedly boost Russia's overall war readiness and strike options vis-a-vis nearby NATO member states.